Hey everyone, get ready to dive into The Glass Veil by Srinidhi Ranganathan. It's a story that's going to just pull you right in.
Oh, absolutely. It's just incredible how Ranganathan blends gothic horror with this deep exploration of grief. It's both chilling and moving and just so beautifully written.
It really is. And the main character, Elias Vane, he's this archivist who's still reeling from the loss of his sister Clara.
Right.
But Clara's death was anything but normal. She was turned to stone.
Oh, wow.
Years later, Elias stumbles upon a scene that's eerily similar. What did you think of that opening scene in the Grand Lumiere Theater?
Oh, that scene, the imagery is just so powerful. The victim frozen mid-scream, skin like cracked marble. It's both terrifying and strangely beautiful. And that shattered mirror at her feet reflecting this distorted image,
Right.
It sets such a chilling tone right from the start.
It really does. And the fact that Elias immediately recognizes this from his sister's death,
Yeah.
it sets him apart right away. He knows something's wrong, but no one believes him.
Exactly. It sets up that central conflict so well. Elias's personal knowledge versus the skepticism of the authorities, D.I. Graves' intuition against reason, and it plays out so well throughout the story.
It does. And then things just escalate. More victims. The name Lissa appearing written in glass dust. And then Elias starts receiving these cryptic text messages.
Oh, yeah.
That line, she offers to trade your sorrow for her face. I mean, chills. What do you make of that?
Well, it hints at the nature of Lissa and her power. She seems to thrive on regret, offering a way out, but at a hidden cost.
Right.
That classic Faustian bargain,
Right.
It really raises the stakes for Elias.
Oh, for sure. It's like he knows how to just tap into our deepest fears and desires.
Yeah.
And then we get to read Clara's journal entries, which are just incredible.
Oh, there's so
We'll learn about her own encounters with Lissa, her frantic sketches, this veiled woman with serpentine hair. You can just feel the danger coming off those pages.
Clara's journal is such a brilliant addition, isn't it? It adds this whole other layer to the story. We get glimpses into the past, which inform the present. And it highlights the danger associated with Lissa and suggests a pattern to her actions, targeting vulnerable individuals, offering them a glimpse of what they desire most, but then taking something precious in return.
Exactly. Elias, driven by grief and the hope of saving his sister, goes on this desperate search for answers.
Yeah.
This leads him to this antique shop where he learns about Litta's glass.
Oh, yes.
This hand mirror that is somehow connected to Lissa.
Oh.
I love how each location and object in the story is so carefully chosen and full of meaning.
The antique shop is really a pivotal point in this story, right? It introduces this key artifact, Litta's glass, which plays a crucial role later, and we get these intriguing hints about Lissa's origins and the nature of her power.
Yeah.
The idea that she was once mortal, a woman cursed to live eternally in reflections,
Right.
is just captivating.
Yeah, and then we have this vivid and disturbing dream sequence
Yeah.
where Elias sees Clara in a hall of mirrors.
Oh.
At the end of the hall, there's this figure in a silver gown, her face hidden behind a veil of shattered glass. It's Lissa.
It's terrifying.
And she offers this chilling bargain, Elias's eyes, in exchange for Clara's freedom.
Ugh. What a choice.
I know. What are your thoughts on that scene?
It's such a powerful example of Ranganathan's ability to create suspense and psychological depth. It blurs the lines between reality and illusion, right? And those mirrors, they're more than just objects. They're portals to other realms. This idea of distortion and fractured identity, it's so central to the story.
Yeah.
And that bargain, it's not just a physical sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of perception itself. Giving up his eyes would mean giving up his ability to see the world clearly.
Absolutely. Then Elias wakes up and his cheeks are wet with blood. And when he looks in the mirror,
Oh, no.
he sees Clara's eyes staring back at him.
What?
What a cliffhanger.
I know. So that cliffhanger ending of part one,
Oh my God.
it was just incredible.
Waking up with your sister's eyes? I mean, talk about terrifying. So where do we go from here? What happens to Elias?
The tension just keeps on building. Elias gets more of those cryptic texts,
Right.
each one drawing him closer to this final confrontation with Lissa.
Okay.
And they eventually lead him back to the Grand Lumiere.
Yeah, the theater.
Yeah.
It's almost like the theater itself is another character in the story.
Oh, absolutely.
A place of illusions and distorted reality.
It's exact.
A perfect setting for a showdown with Lissa.
It is Ranganathan really understands setting and atmosphere, so Elias arrives at the theater,
Yeah.
clutching Lyta's glass,
Okay.
and Lyssa is waiting for him on the stage.
Okay, so what's Lyssa like? Is she this monstrous creature, like
right.
something out of a nightmare?
Well, that's what's so fascinating about her. She's not your typical monster.
Right.
She appears as a woman, but her face is hidden behind this veil of broken mirrors.
Oh, wow.
It's not even her appearance that's frightening, it's her aura, her voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's like splintering glass. And the power she radiates is palpable.
It's more psychological horror than physical then.
Precisely. Her power is all about manipulating perception,
Yeah.
showing people their deepest desires and regrets, and then offering them a glimpse of a different reality.
Right.
A reality that she controls.
And we see that in the confrontation between Elias and Lyssa Wright.
Yeah.
She reveals her true form, or rather the lack of one, and shows Elias these fractured images of his past,
Right.
his regrets, his lost possibilities. What a disturbing and powerful scene.
Oh, it is. It's a brilliant exploration of the themes of regret and manipulation. You know, Lyssa feeds on regret,
Right.
using it to control and manipulate those vulnerable to her power.
And then comes the new bargain.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Stay with her. Become her anchor in exchange for Clara's freedom.
It's heartbreaking. You can feel the weight of that decision on Elias. You know, he sees a reflection of Clara in Lyta's glass,
Oh, wow.
and she's pleading with him to refuse.
Wow.
But he's so desperate to save her. Ranganathan really puts us in Elias's shoes.
Right.
We feel the agonizing dilemma that he faces.
So what does he do? Does he give in to Lyssa's offer?
In a moment of desperation, he takes Lyta's glass and he drives it into Lyssa's chest.
Oh, my God.
Not to kill her, but to trap her, to contain her power.
Wow.
It's a risky move born out of love and desperation.
Does it work? Is he able to trap Lyssa?
Yes, but the consequences are severe. The glass shatters.
Oh, my God.
And Lyssa's veil explodes.
Okay.
But her essence is trapped within the fragments.
Okay.
And Elias, he absorbs the curse. He inherits Lyssa's power and her fate.
So he saves his sister, but now he's blind and haunted by Lyssa in every reflection.
It is. But there's a glimmer of hope. Clara is free from Lyssa's grasp. Elias can hear her voice sometimes.
Wow.
A subtle presence that lingers around him. The ending is both tragic and hopeful, leaving this lasting impact on the reader.
It really makes you think about the nature of sacrifice. You know, was it worth it?
Right.
Is Clara truly free, or is she still connected to Elias in some way? These are profound questions that Ranganathan leaves us pondering.
Absolutely. The ending is ambiguous, which adds to its power. It invites us to think about the complexities of love,
Right.
sacrifice, and the enduring power of grief.
So much to think about after that ending.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
There's just so much to unpack here,
Yeah.
you know, from the setting to the characters to those chilling themes Ranganathan explores.
It really is layered.
One theme that really stood out to me was the power of grief. Elias is consumed by the loss of his sister,
Right.
and it drives every decision he makes, ultimately leading him down this really dangerous path.
That's so true. And Ranganathan's portrayal of grief is so authentic. It's not just sadness, it's anger, guilt, longing, and even hope all mixed together. It makes Elias vulnerable to Lyssa, but it also gives him the strength to fight her.
It's like grief is this double-edged sword,
Exactly.
capable of destroying and empowering. And speaking of Lyssa, she is such a fascinating villain.
Oh, she is.
She's not your typical monster, and that makes her all the more terrifying.
That's right. She's seductive, alluring, and she preys on those deepest desires and regrets. What's so interesting about her is that she represents a very human kind of evil. That temptation to dwell on the past, you know, on what could have been.
Yeah.
We all have regrets,
Oh, yeah.
things we wish we could change.
Of course.
And Lyssa offers this twisted kind of comfort,
Yeah.
a chance to glimpse those lost possibilities, but always at a terrible price.
And that price is often our humanity, right?
Yeah.
Lyssa's bargains always chip away at a person's soul, taking their eyes, their voice, even their memories. It's scary how some things seem too good to be true.
Absolutely. It's a classic Faustian bargain.
Yeah.
It makes us think about sacrifice, the danger of knowledge, and the consequences of messing with forces we don't understand.
Another thing that stood out to me was the idea of mirrors
Yes.
as portals to other realms,
Yeah.
you know, reflecting distorted versions of truth and possibility. They aren't just objects.
Right.
They're gateways to something darker.
The mirrors are so powerful throughout the story. It's like a reminder that what we see might not be real.
So in the end, Elias is blind, haunted by Lyssa, but Clara is free. Was it worth it? What do you think?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ranganathan doesn't make it easy for us to answer. Elias saved his sister, but the cost was huge. He's trapped, forever haunted by what he tried to destroy.
It's a bittersweet victory, for sure. But there's also this sense that Clara isn't completely free.
I agree.
She's connected to Elias.
Yeah.
Her presence lingers.
Right. And that's what makes the ending so powerful. It leaves us wondering about their bond, the implications of Elias's sacrifice, and whether redemption is even possible. It's an ending that just stays with you.
The Glass Veil is a story that really gets under your skin. Haunting, thought-provoking, and beautifully written. It's a testament to Ranganathan's incredible talent.
I couldn't agree more. He blends gothic horror with such a personal exploration of grief and regret. It's a story you won't forget.
And that concludes our deep dive into The Glass Veil. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you're looking for something chilling and thought-provoking, we highly recommend checking it out.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the stories that matter.